Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to start our day off with some writing. So I am going to write the I can statement on the board, and then we're going to go over it. Okay? So our I can statement is that I can use the writing process to plan, draft, revise, edit, and publish writing. So the writing that we're going to create today is going to be a fictional narrative. So can we talk a little bit? What is fiction? Like, what is a story that's fiction? Okay. Yeah, so a fictional story is a story that's made up, right? Perfect. And then a narrative is what? Okay, good. A narrative is a story that follows a certain set of events. Perfect. Okay, so we are going to be reading a book today called Lily's Purple Plastic Purse by Kevin Henkes. So, have you guys had any obstacles that have made you not want to do something when you grow up? Anybody? Okay. If so, what were they? What were some of the obstacles that you guys had to overcome? Okay, how did you overcome that obstacle? Great. So one of my examples that I have is that when I was younger, I really wanted to be a veterinarian. And an obstacle that showed up for me was that I couldn't just be a veterinarian for cats and dogs. Like, a vet was a vet that helped all animals. So I would have to see snakes and other big animals like cows, maybe horses, and I did not want to do that. And I also realized that I would have to go to Auburn. So I didn't want to do that. So I overcame that obstacle by saying that I wanted to become a dog trainer. I wanted to train dogs. And obviously that's not what I'm doing now, but that is how I changed my course, right? So today we will be reading the book Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. It's about a mouse named Lily that wants to be a teacher when she grows up. But some things happen that may change her plans. So as we're reading this text, pay really close attention to identifying the story elements. So I want y'all to think about what's the problem, what's the solution, where's the story set, and then who are some of the main characters, okay? So while we read, I want you to write in your graphic organizer that looks like this that you got. I want you to write in your graphic organizer the main characters that you notice. I want you to write the setting. I want you to write the plot, the problem, the solution, and then at the end, I want you to write what the beginning of the story was, the middle of the story, and the end of the story was, okay? So while you're doing that, I'm okay with you not filling out the whole thing. If you miss something, that's okay. We're going to work on it together. So as I'm reading, I'm going to pause a few times, and I'm going to ask you some questions. So I'm going to ask you what you noticed about a part of the book, and I'm going to give you guys time to write, okay? So this is the time that I would read the book to them, and I would ask them leading questions and things like that. So now we'll move on. So did you guys enjoy the book? I walked around and I noticed a lot of you had some really good things written down. So I want to talk with a lot of you guys about what you wrote, and I will go over it with you. So I'll go over the graphic organizer that y'all created for this book, Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. And I will help you guys fill it all in. So if you miss some stuff, then we'll talk about it. Okay, so we filled it all in. We've talked all about it. And now you guys are going to get a new, fresh graphic organizer for your own narrative, okay? So you can keep the one that we did about Lily's Purple Plastic Purse, and you can use it as a reference when you make your own, okay? So I'm going to make my own, and I'm going to make it in front of you guys so you can, watch me, okay? So let's talk about it. So today I'm writing a fictional narrative using the story elements we just identified from the book we just read. So let's think. Where do I want my story to be set? So I'm thinking maybe it could be the beach, school, like in Lily's Purple Plastic Purse, or another country. What do you guys think? The beach? Okay, so I'm going to write under the setting box, the setting is the beach. Okay? All right, next. Now that we've decided where our story is set, let's think about who our main characters are. So the main characters in Lily's Purple Plastic Purse were Lily and her teacher, right? So let's think. If we're on the beach, who could our main characters be? I'm thinking a surfer, because people that surf are on the beach, so I'm going to put a surfer. Maybe we can name him something like, I don't know, maybe like Chase or something. Chase the surfer. And then what about we make an animal one of the characters? So how about a turtle? Let's do a turtle. Maybe we can name the turtle like Rip or something. Kind of like Finding Nemo. So we've got the turtle and the surfer as our main character. So now that we've decided that, what's the story going to be about? So we're on the beach. We've got the surfer and the turtle that are our main characters. What's our story about? Okay? I'm thinking that we can make our story about pollution. Since it's on the beach and we're going to be with a turtle with our main character, I'm thinking maybe we can do pollution. So under plot, I'm going to put a dash to note that I'm making points. I don't have to make full sentences on this. I put pollution. So I'm thinking, like in the beginning, the surfer is enjoying his day at the beach, and then he sees a turtle with like those plastic can things wrapped around his neck, and he wants to go help the turtle, so he goes and helps the turtle and gets it off of him. And then the turtle helps him notice that there are a lot of other trash, and there's a lot more litter around on the beach than he originally had noticed while he has been surfing there. So then the turtle helps him get it all cleaned up. So our problem is pollution. So I'm going to put pollution for our problem. I can put the turtle was being harmed. Okay. And then our solution could be a couple of things. So our solution could be that the surfer gets a group together and cleans the beach. Okay. Or we could say that they put up flyers around the beach to clean up trash before people leave. They could do that. Or we could say that he wrote a letter, the surfer wrote a letter to somebody over the beach to add more trash cans that are closer so people are more like prone to throw stuff away. So how about I say the surfer, or we can say he asks workers on the beach, maybe like a lifeguard or something, asks beach workers for closer trash cans. Awesome. So I've got my main characters, I've got my setting, I've got my plot, I've got my problem and my solution. So now we can break it down into the beginning, the middle, and the end. What I'm going to write when. So the beginning, I said the surfer goes to the beach. Maybe he's surfing when he recognizes the turtle in trouble. He's surfing when he sees the turtle in trouble. And then the middle could be the surfer helps the turtle. And the surfer notices more litter around the beach. And wants to clean it up. And then our ending, we could do any of the ones that we just listed. I'm thinking that he can get a group of people together and clean up some of the trash. So he gets some of his friends together. The surfer does. They clean up the beach. And decide not to litter ever again. Awesome. Okay, so I've got my story all mapped out. So now I'm ready to start writing. So now I will give you guys a couple of minutes and I will walk around and I will make sure that you guys don't have any questions, that you guys are doing well. I will leave my narrative organizer up for you guys to see. And I'll give you guys a few minutes to pre-write on your graphic organizer what you want your fictional narrative to be about. So remember to refer back to this one on the board while we write. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand and remember that you guys are writers, okay? All right, so I gave them a few minutes to write, and then now we're going to move into the closing part of the lesson. So does anybody want to share their graphic organizer and what they wrote? It looks like you all had great book ideas as I walked around, so I'm really excited to hear those. So as you share, just tell us how you thought about it, how you came up with your idea, what you wrote in your graphic organizer, and how you broke everything up. So what characters, setting, plot did you choose? Okay? So I'm going to have a couple of y'all share, and then we'll move on. So they're going to be sharing. And then, okay, so let's discuss what we've learned today. As we read Lily's Purple Plastic Purse, we discussed story elements, and you all wrote the plot, setting, and characters from the book in your graphic organizer. And after that, I showed you guys what it looked like to create your graphic organizer for a story of your own. So, in your writing journal, I want you guys to write your answer to these few questions. How do you use a graphic organizer to pre-write to help you with a rough draft? And then what are the story elements for a fictional narrative? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to write, and I'm going to walk around and I'm going to make sure that you guys' responses are making sense, okay? So once you finish that, close up your writing journal and go put it on the back counter, and then I want you guys to keep these in your writing journal so you can use them to create your own book, okay? All right, great job, everyone.